Hey, what's up, Rockstar? This rocks with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blogs. So let's get to it. All right, rock stars. Not a lot to talk about today. We're gonna skip over on the politics, you guys. I just can't do it again this week. I mean, we're gonna have a little splurbert of politics in the quickies, but other than that, let's we already know what it is. But serious subjects. On Thanksgiving night at 9:52 p.m., there were gunshots that rang out at the River Chase Galleria, and after it was all said and done, there was a 12-year-old girl that was shot in the leg, seriously injured, rushed to Children's Hospital in Alabama. There was an 18-year-old that was shot, a young man that was also rushed to the hospital in serious condition, and there was a 21-year-old by the name of Emantic Bradford Jr. that was shot and killed. He was deemed the gunman. Their explanation, the police department's explanation, was that Bradford had gotten into an argument with the 18-year-old boy. They haven't released his name yet, I don't believe anyway. And they had gotten into an argument over some newly released tennis shoes. They're saying that Bradford pulled out a gun and shot the 18-year-old, and I guess in the melee shot the 12-year-old girl as well. And this is why the police shot and killed Bradford. Now, the very next day, the Hoover Police Department said, well, you know what? It looks like we might have made a mistake. Okay, that wasn't exactly what happened. Now they're saying that he was not the gunman, that he was killed mistakenly, but that they saw him pull a gun out, and that is why the police, in the confusion, shot and killed him. Now they're saying that the actual original gunman is still at large. They haven't released much on who that suspect is. And in the meantime, we have Emantic Bradford Jr., who is dead. Now the family is demanding the body cam and security footage from the mall. Both the Hoover and the state police say they've already turned the footage over to the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency. And after they conduct their investigation, it will be moved on to the DA's office. They do not normally release this footage when there's an ongoing investigation. However, I'm sure you and I both know that this footage shows why they now know that they made a mistake and shot and killed the wrong man, and that it'll probably show whether or not this Bradford Jr. young man had a gun. Now, we already know how that goes. The police have mistakenly, they've shot and killed thinking that a cell phone was a gun. Okay, you guys remember that story not too long ago. So I can totally understand why the family would have a problem with this and will want to see the footage. It doesn't make any sense that in the confusion of a shootout in a mall, this young man, Bradford, would actually pull out a gun in the middle of all this, knowing that if you have a gun and if the police see you with a gun, that they are going to shoot you. So it doesn't make sense to me that he would even do that if he was not the original gunman. So there's a lot to this story that they have not made clear, and the family wants answers. So they have secured their lawyers, and it looks like they're going to, they're not going to let this story die. Emantic Bradford Jr.'s funeral will be this Saturday. It's going to be at the Boutwell Auditorium at 10 a.m. It's in Birmingham, Alabama. There was a vigil that was held for him just 2 nights ago. Very sad. The mom fainted. The father talked about how he just wants to hear his son call him daddy again. I mean, these things are so senseless, and I just hope that they do actually get the person that was responsible for the original shooting, the one that shot the 18-year-old and the 12-year-old little girl. But I also hope that the police, that we can get some answers from this. It just happens way, way too much. I want to see the video with this boy with a gun in his hand. But, we've heard these stories so much now that we're used to them, right? And that's just a terrible thing. It's terrible, but it's just what it is these days. So, prayers up for the family and the friends and the community. This was on Thanksgiving night. People are out shopping, and you expect the kickoff to the holiday season to be joyful and happy, and people shopping and merry and all of that, and then it ends in this kind of tragedy. Just horrible. Prayers up for the mom and the dad who's lost their child, and rest in peace to Emantic Bradford Jr. Alright, you guys, so we got quite a few stories about threats this week. Okay, first let's talk about your boy Future. Okay, now I read last week, or maybe earlier in this week, that there was a girl by the name of Eliza Rain. She has written a very long 10-swipe post of the fact that Future is her impending baby daddy. So just check another one, just add another one to the list of baby mamas that Future has. Of course, this is all allegedly, but she wrote a story about how they had been messing around for years, on and off. Nothing serious. She didn't think it was anything serious with him, and he didn't think it was anything serious with her. But they had a mutual respect for each other. They never had sex with condoms because Future said, well, she said sometimes they did and sometimes they didn't, but Future made it known that he did not like the feel of condoms. I can't believe niggas is still like this. In this day and age, people are still actually having sex without condoms, and you know that this person is actually having sex with a whole bunch of other people. It is crazy to me. I mean, Future doesn't have the best track record. Anyway, she ended up getting pregnant. Wasn't necessarily ready for a child, she admitted, but when she went to the doctor's office, and the doctor explained to her that she has issues with her uterus, and she may not be able to get pregnant again, this might be the only time, well, then that's when she decided that she was going to keep this child. When she originally told Future about it, he wanted her to get an abortion. She sort of agreed and went along with it. He told her that he got you, after you get it done. I said, girl, if you believe that, I got some land, some beachfront land property to sell you in Iowa. Okay, but yeah, she ended up changing her mind when she went to talk to the doctor. So, what a difference a day makes. After she told him that she was not going to get the abortion, well, all hell broke loose, and he went off on her, and he was threatening her, and then he started sending his team to threaten her, and she started hearing stories from different people, in and outside of the industry that said, yeah, Future is about to put a hit on your head. Okay, so now she's very worried for her life. And the only way that she could protect herself is by putting this story out. Okay. I don't know what to make of the story. We know that Future is community dick. Like, it's a wonder his dick don't, scribble up and roll up underneath the damn house like it did when it fell on the Wicked Witch of the East. I mean, who is still fucking Future? He real potent. He having babies left and right out there, and y'all still do. Anybody that gets involved with him must be wanting to get pregnant. So she should have known, what his reaction was gonna be. But he's stupid for having sex with these girls and getting all these girls. I mean, he already had the Joy Chavis, Bow Wow's baby mama. He's pregnant with her. Y'all remember that was a whole nother story, because he's supposed to be with Britney, and that was supposed to be the love of his life, and we were seeing them in pictures, ever since I think it was her birthday. All of a sudden they was together, they had matching rings and all of that. We was thinking that he was finally about to settle down. We wasn't thinking it, because I wasn't thinking it, but people was like, okay, he finally done settled down with Britney, the longest suffering of the baby mamas that he has. But then we saw him at Joy's baby shower, and the pictures started circulating of them looking like they were a little bit more chummy than just, estranged baby mama and baby daddy. So then people started thinking that maybe him and Joy was back together. Okay, but Britney was still kind of around. I think she even sarcastically said that she had sent a baby shower gift as well. Okay, but then we see Joy post video and pictures of her and Future supposedly on his birthday, and talking a whole bunch of lovey-dovey shit. I mean, she wasn't saying nothing like she loved him, but like he's a good person, she's always gonna be there, or some shit like that. And then of course everybody looks over at Britney like, girl, what's going on with your marriage community dick? Okay, finally Britney can't take it anymore. She says that she is no longer fooling with Future. She is going to be with somebody who respects her, and she's found her happiness. Of course Future puts out a sarcastic video, because it wouldn't be Future, right, if he didn't. I mean, he's just like, oh, you found your happiness. Okay, good for you. Okay, one monkey don't stop no show. All right. And if that ain't the fucking truth, and Brittany should feel really dumb that he has no regard for no woman out there, like nobody, so the things that he does is so not surprising. You just sit there and you just watch these things play out in social media, and you just be like, girl, why? Now Future is a cute guy, but his redeeming qualities are so minimal. Like, what makes these people want to be with him other than the fact that he's a big time rapper right now? I just don't get it. And it's just a mess. So anyway, turns out that those pictures that Joy posted was not of them together for his birthday. Those were actually old pictures of New Year's that I guess they spent New Year's Eve and New Year's Day together. Okay, but she posted those pictures on his birthday, and that's why people were thinking. But they say that these two spent Thanksgiving together. And I'm just like, I want to know what this motherfucker's schedule. He has got to have a person that just handles his schedule. How the fuck is he able to go from woman to woman to woman? I mean, he just shuffles them all around. Like, how is he able to keep track of what is going on with all his hoes? So, as of now, the list is Eliza Rain, possibly allegedly pregnant by Future. Him and Brittany are no longer together. Him and Joy, there's a maybe there. And that's just those three. Okay, we don't hear too much about the other baby mamas. Of course, Sierra's moved on, and the other baby mamas seem to look like they don't fool with Future too much like that anymore. But it's just like every week it's just another woman. I'm just like, girls, y'all gonna learn. In the meantime, we're going to wait and see if he is the daddy of Eliza Rain. She does admit that she was a player and that she was out there a lot too. So it very well could possibly not be his child. And I guess we will learn that in the future. But, yeah, I'm just like, child, that Future is a goddamn mess. That's all I know. And then speaking of other threats, let's talk about your boy Dwight Howard. Now, evidently, there is a transgendered, there was, from the story that first came out, there was a transgendered, I never know, there's no offense, I never know if I'm supposed to say is a transgendered man or a transgendered woman. It was a man who they thought was transgendering over to a woman. So what do I call them? Anyway, y'all got the picture, right? This person's name was Masin Elijah, I believe. Masin outed Dwight and said that, they had been having a relationship for some time now. And the reason why Masin was outing Dwight was because Masin had found out that Dwight was cheating, was going to swinger type parties and was sleeping with other people without condoms on. So Masin got very upset, or Mason, that could actually be it too. We always got to put something extra on it. Masin got upset and said, now we are going to out Dwight. Now, how did these two meet? Well, evidently they both was at Wild 'N Out, a taping for Wild 'N Out. They caught each other's eye. I guess they exchanged some words at the Wild 'N Out, and then Dwight Howard slid in Mason's DMs. Okay, Masin said, or Mason, what is the motherfucker's name, you guys? Told Dwight to, let's communicate off of your fake Instagram page. Evidently that's something that the DL guys out there have, fake Instagram pages. So when they want to talk to somebody from the LGBTQ community, they can do it without having to worry about people finding out and getting into their business or whatever. Okay. And then Masin said that they cultivated a relationship. Now, they had an understanding, but they had been together, and evidently Mason thought that they was an exclusive couple, and got in their feelings when they found out that Dwight was still sleeping around with all these other people. Now, first, let's talk about Dwight. I've never liked Dwight Howard. I think that he is a fuck nigga. I think that the way that he treated Royce Reed was the beginning of why I never really liked him, from when she first went on the Basketball Wives. I mean, he was just an asshole. And then there had been a number of more fuck nigga type instances that had happened after the fact with other women that just went on to solidify and confirm the fact that he's a fuck nigga for me. And I just have never really liked Dwight Howard. Okay. Now, with all that being said, Masin, Mason, Elijah, whatever his name is, I never feel that it is right for somebody to be in a relationship with somebody, whether it's sexual or, something more serious, but if it was on a DL tip, you was fine on the DL with them in the closet or whatever and sneaking around or trying to keep it quiet. But as soon as the person gets mad, then you want to out them. I don't think that's cool. Like, you was with it. You know what? Take this L. People break up all the fucking time. People cheat all the time. Your situation is no different than all of the hundreds of thousands of other people that have found out that their mates have cheated on them. Okay, you have a decision to make. Either you're going to stay with them or you're going to break up with them. That is the most basic of what the situation is. Now, when you start bringing in letting people know that he's a down low nigga, which is, we don't too much like that either. But what I'm saying is, you was in it with them. You was down lowing with them, and you was reaping the benefits and but now all of a sudden you want to tell, like, I don't think that's cool. So because of that, I can't necessarily big up what Masin did. And of course he's saying that he outed him because Dwight was actually threatening him, saying that, he was going to beat his ass and everything. And even his pastor was threatening this Masin guy. So he said, again, like Eliza Reign did, the only way to protect himself was to put it out there so that everybody would know that these threats is, floating around in the air. I guess I see how this is all worked out, but it's just a mess. I don't feel sorry for Dwight because, like I said, I don't like him anyway. But I don't really see it for old Masin either, you guys. And he did say that he's not a transgender, that he's actually just a man with long hair and I guess wears like light makeup or something, but he identifies himself as a man. So he's not trying to go through any sex change, or he's not identifying himself as a woman and all of that. And of course it wasn't a good look for Dwight Howard. I don't know if I've seen him put out any statements or even say anything regarding this fact. I think that they were just trying to let that story die down, but it's out there and people are not going to forget. But I think there's probably way more Dwight Howards out there that we don't even know about, so it's not super shocking to me, not surprising, especially our athletes. It's a lot of them out there that are probably in the closet because it's just not acceptable, so it's not as surprising. But yeah, that's too bad for old Dwight that it had to come out like that. But again, don't see it for Mason. You know what, keep that shit to yourself if you was sneaking around in the first place. Alright, you guys, I got a feel-good story for you guys about Raynelle Stewart. Okay, that's what her mama named her. But we know her as Super Scent, okay? Or you might know her as Wazam Super, the Instagram, YouTube sensation who turned her, I don't want to say rags to riches. I think it's, we all understand that she was not rich, but I don't think she was just like dirt poor or nothing like that. But she was just your regular girl in New Orleans trying to make $1 out of 15 cents like everybody else. Well, she turned her business idea, the crayon case, that's the name of her makeup brand that she released in 2017. The box of crayons eyeshadow that just took YouTube by storm. Everybody was getting the palette, and it did very well for her business that she just started last year, you guys. Again, just a regular girl. We know Super Scent. I used to love her YouTube videos. She had one viral video that is a fucking classic about when she was, the first time that she had sex with this guy. Like this dude from the hood that was just like probably no good, but just so bomb in bed. Do you guys remember that video? I think I even have it in my favorites. Anyway, like I said, she took her business idea, came out with the crayon case, the box of crayons, eyeshadow palette, went through her bumps and bruises at the beginning. Crayola was trying to give her some grief about it. Turns out that she was not, infringing, I was going to say impinging, infringing on any type of copyright. She was able to keep her business afloat. Crayola did come out with a makeup line that did not do nothing like how her business did. So that was just like, that's what the fuck you get, Crayola, for trying to be so fucking shady on the side anyway. But moving on along, she's been doing this business. It's been doing well for her. We had Thanksgiving, which means that there's going to be Black Friday sales, Cyber Monday sales, and like all other businesses, had a Cyber Monday sale. 60% off on her entire website. And in 90 minutes, she was able to make $1 million, grossed $1 million, which is just y'all, you just got to give it up for Miss Raynelle, okay? That's what her mama called it. That's what we're going to call it today. I think it is so fantastic to hear a story like this. Started from YouTube, you know, just was a regular social media sensation, you know, that people like to hear talk and all that. And for her to parlay that into this $1 million business now, we can say, I think it is just a fantastic story. Okay, of course it's the fist pump of righteousness for Super Scent. Every time I see her or hear her story on social media, it just warms my heart, because she seems to be such a good person, and it seems like she really truly deserves it. She seems very humble. She's very, I mean, you guys saw the video when she realized that she had already cleared $1 million in 90. You guys remember now, this is just 90 minutes. They didn't shut the website down after 90 minutes. You still had the whole rest of the day to damn do your sale. So you got to know that she made a whole lot more even after that, and good for her. They had an article about her in the Essence magazine, and I just am so happy for all of the good things that happened to Miss Super Scent. I just hope that it continues to grow and prosper for her. She's about to get married. She's about to have a baby. She's just got a lot of good things coming down the pike for her. So good. So yeah, like I said, fist pump of righteousness for that black girl magic. Y'all ain't gonna get enough of us, are you? Alright, you guys, so Lil Mo. Let's talk about Lil Mo. Now on Sunday, Lil Mo sat down, just like the rest of us, from her house, watched the Soul Train Music Awards. And just like you and I did from our house, we watched the Soul Cypher. And then Lil Mo, just like the rest of us, heard everybody singing that Soul Cypher. Remember, what was it? Somebody the Kid, DJ the Kid, the Chicago Kid, or whatever his name was. Queen, Nyjah, Luke James, and Kelly Price. Well, it seems that Lil Mo had a problem with, I'm just going to say Queen, because I'm not sure if I'm saying her name right now. I don't feel like you guys being in my comments saying, no, Roxanne, it's not Nyjah, whatever the fuck. Just Queen. Let's just call her that. Lil Mo had a lot of constructive criticism to give Queen about her singing, about her sound, about her breathing, about her look. I mean, just about everything. And Lil Mo is entitled to her opinion, just like anybody else. We all give them. We all have them, like assholes. But I've told you guys plenty of times on my videos that I never feel like it is a good idea for people that are peers that do the same thing to critique each other. Okay? Because you just turn out to look like a fucking hater. It's one thing when somebody asks you your opinion, but when you just freely give your opinion, when nobody fucking asked you what you thought, and like I said, you at the house, you at the crib. If they wanted your expertise, maybe you would have been on the show, right? Okay, so if you're not on the show and you get this overwhelming urge to lend your your criticisms to this girl who is just trying to entertain, and obviously she entertains a lot of people. There's a lot of people out there that loves this girl. That girl's music is all over the radio. Yeah, it's just like, I was just like, Lil Mo, why you even had to, if you feel like you really needed to give this kind of criticism, maybe you should have reached out to her. Okay, and that is what Queen actually said. She posted a comment to this long ass post that Lil Mo had posted, and just said, I'm a new artist. I am always open to people giving me, telling me to help me. Okay, because obviously I don't know it all. But for people to lash out on social media and make you seem like you just ain't shit, you know, it's never really the best look. I'm paraphrasing, but I'm just giving you, like, I felt like Lil Mo sounded like a hater, even if the things that you said that you know was partially correct, or if there were things that even I could possibly agree on. Why you had to do all that on social media? Like I said, ain't nobody fucking asked you. What makes you the professional, you know, end all be all on what somebody is singing? Now, I love Lil Mo's voice, but it's things like this that Lil Mo does that I just feel like is the reason why she has not gotten to the... That girl's voice should have had her doing way more, having her at different... You know, she should be at a different level in her career, if you ask me. And it's these type of stunts and things that she does that just reminds you, just be like, you know, why are you being like this? So it's not the point of whether or not Lil Mo was right or wrong as far as what talents Queen has. It's more so about tact and the way that you do things and the way that you approach people, the way that you talk to people. Okay, if you really are truly trying to help somebody, that you ain't got to be all out there in the open. You can talk to people behind closed doors and nobody else has to know about it, and you would still get your point across. So that's why, you know, I was just like, oh, Lil Mo, you just sound like a hater. You just sound like a hater. Okay, it's funny. It's a lot of old. It's like a lot of old school who don't have much respect for people who come from the whole social media, YouTube, Instagram, you know, Insta famous type of people. They don't see it for them. We've seen it in the comedy genre, okay, the whole thing with Cat Williams and Kevin Hart and, you know, and Tiffany Haddish. We hear about it in music when, you know, when old rappers talk about like these new rappers that, you know, have posted their videos on YouTube and then they became this sensation, you know, YouTube rappers. I mean, but you can't deny that these people are, YouTube is turning out talent. Now, these people might not necessarily had to have struggled. I'm not saying that Tiffany Haddish was on YouTube, by the way. I'm just saying, like, she seemed to have come up. A lot of the old school rappers seem to think, old school comedians seem to think that she's just come out of nowhere, didn't pay her dues type of thing. But what I'm saying is YouTube and social media is turning out these comedians and rappers and singers and models and all of that, and the old school have a problem with it. But you can't deny it. I mean, Issa Rae is from YouTube, and look at what she's turned into. Justin Bieber is from YouTube, and look at what he turned into, and it's countless others. So it's time for the shift, the thinking to be that, you know, people on YouTube don't work just as hard. It's just happened faster. It's just a different day. It's a different age now. So now things happen much quicker. That doesn't necessarily negate the fact that this person may or may not have talent. And I say that because Mo mentioned something like that in her ranting about Queen. And I don't know if it's always fair, because talent is just talent. And if you have it, it doesn't matter where it comes from, because if people are still interested in listening to you or watching you or, you know, whatever, then that's just what it is. So, you know, I just read that and I was disappointed, because I was just like, Lil Mo, you just sound like a hater, girl. You just sound like a hater. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Do you agree with me? Do you agree with Lil Mo? But understand what I'm saying is not whether or not what Lil Mo said about Queen was right. My whole point was, is it right for her to approach this girl this way? I don't think so, but you guys let me know what you think. And then lastly, in quickies, you guys will be happy to know that Lee Daniels is not going to get fucked up by Dame Dash. That these two have come to some sort of agreement, that there has been a settlement. You guys remember that Dame Dash had confronted Lee Daniels at was it a concert or an award show? I know Diana Ross was up on the stage, and he had to read him his rights and basically say, like, you owe me my fucking money. You need to give it to me. You guys remember Lee Daniels being like, I know you right. I'm gonna give it to you, you know. And that money that Dame Dash was talking about was the $2 million that he loaned Lee Daniels when he was making The Butler and another one of his movies. Okay, Dame Dash had given him the money. Lee had then slipped him the, the old 1-2 and decided not to pay him back. So yeah, Dame had been looking for that ass, and it just so happened, okay, that it wound up at this award show or whatever. You know what? No time like the present, nigga. Fuck you, pay me. Well, like I said, now they have come to a settlement. There's an agreement. They've decided to drop the lawsuit because Dame Dash had ended up suing him for $5 million. They dropped the case. They decided to pay their own lawyer fees, and Lee Daniels had paid him his money. Now, they haven't said how much he paid Dame Dash, but Dame Dash says, quote, "I'm good, just happy two people from the culture could work things out," end quote. Okay? So all's well that ends well. And Lee Daniels lives to see another day. If you feel like being real frustrated with politics, okay, it seems that Mississippi got it wrong and elected that damn Cindy Hyde-Smith back into the office. Remember, she was on the runoff with Mike Espy. You would think I'd be able to say that. That name is in my family. She won 53% to his 47%. And you guys remember Cindy is the one that said that she would go to the public hanging him, So disappointing. But living in the South, man, it opens my eyes to many, many, many things. And Georgia is not too far off from Mississippi, but Mississippi got to be the fucking worst. Now, I love my Mississippi rock stars out there, but what the fuck is going on? Oh my goodness. Okay, I was reading an article in the New York Times that said, quote, "In electing Cindy Hyde-Smith, Mississippi stays true to its conservative roots," end quote. I said, oh, you mean racist roots? These last couple of years have really opened my eyes to what goes down in the South, child. And yeah, it's just sad that a woman can get up on a podium or in front of a group of people and say something so blatantly racist, and then for everybody to just write it off as, Cindy is just joshing and gagging. Yeah, it's very disappointing. So that's all I got to say about politics today. Rest in peace to Vernita Lee. Okay, she is the mother to Oprah Winfrey, who died on Thanksgiving Day. She was in her home in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and they haven't released how she died, but they say that they've already held a private funeral for her and she's been laid to rest. The family did release a statement saying, they thank everybody for their wishes and prayers. Oprah Winfrey did say that she can rest in comfort knowing that her mother lived a good life and now she is at peace. Miss Lee did pass. She leaves behind 2 daughters, Oprah Winfrey and Patricia Amanda Faye Lee. She also leaves behind 4 grandchildren and 4 great-grandchildren. Like I said, she was 83 years old. Rest in peace to Miss Vernita Lee. Your boy Tyrese, we ain't heard too much about him lately. Okay, we know he had a new baby with his wife, a little girl, but we hear a little story about him and a recent win that he had in court. I was just like, I cannot believe him and that ex-wife is still fucking in court. Like, they must stay in court. Like, is this gonna last until the child is 18 fucking years old? I guess the ex-wife was trying to get money, extra money from Tyrese for him to pay for daycare when the little girl is with her. He did not want to do that. The judge agreed with him. When the judge asked the mom, like, what do you need a daycare for? What are you out doing? Because the mom doesn't work. And that was one of Tyrese's issues. He felt like he's paying her all this money. She don't work, but she still be out and about and going on about her life. And the ex-wife said, yeah, well, she be out living life. Okay, well, I guess the judge didn't like that too much and said, well, you can go live all the life you want, but he's not going to be paying for the daycare for your daughter when you out living this life. If you want to go live your life, then you going to have to pay the damn daycare bills when you have the child. Okay, which is understandable. Tyrese gets on my nerves, definitely, but that makes sense to me. Why am I paying you to send my child to daycare? First of all, Tyrese wants to have custody of the girl. His ex-wife is not willing to do that, so she wants to keep the child, but then she also wants to be putting the girl in daycare while she gone and do it. No, okay, you can't have all this. If you're gonna have a child, then you pay for daycare. It makes perfect sense to me. And then while we're talking about children, okay, congratulations are in order to Lyrica and Diamonds and Pearls. Okay, it seems that they have had their bouncing baby boy yesterday. Okay, they didn't make an official announcement, but it seems that Big Brother Lloyd and Patricia, they was nice enough to post that the little boy was born, little baby boy Bentley. I should say, was born, and congratulations to them. And lastly, you guys, another fist pump of righteousness. Y'all, we got a couple of those today, okay? This one is going to Ava DuVernay, who signed a multi-year and multi-genre overall deal with Warner Brothers Television Group. The deal is rumored to be around the $100 million mark, okay? So, honey, Ava making that. Go on, Ava. $100 million. I mean, I'm sure she has to use that for her production company and everything, but you know what? Ava can take a little bit off the top. Love to hear about my black women out there making major moves. Like I said, it's multi-genre, so it won't be just stuck into one thing that we are used to getting from Ava. It's going to be a little bit of everything, okay? And I'm here for it. She's going to be starting her work obligations in January of next year, you guys. So it's about to happen. And like I said, fist pumping righteousness for that black girl magic. I keep telling y'all ain't going to get enough of us, are you?
Can I help you?
Hi, I want to place an order to pick up.
Sure. Phone number, please. Okay. What do you want to order for pickup?
Okay, from the Dollar Sushi menu, can I have one order of the California roll?
One California roll. Anything else?
One order of the spicy tuna roll.
Mm-hmm.
A miso soup.
How many you want? Miso.
Just one miso soup.
Anything else?
And an edamame. No edamame. Just
Just miso?
Yeah, just miso soup. And can you add one red snapper nigiri, please?
Red snapper nigiri?
Just one.
Hold on. Red snapper nigiri. Just one, right?
Just one, yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
That's it.
That's it? Okay. Let me repeat, okay? You have one California roll, one spicy tuna roll, miso soup for one red snapper nigiri, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Your total is 643. Pick up in 10 minutes.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye. All right, rock stars, that's it. I thought I'd let y'all in on my little order today. Y'all know today is Dollar Thursday sushi at Lucky Key. God, for those of you guys who always ask me, where do I go? It's right over here on La Vista in Tucker, Georgia. Good food, very fresh sushi. It's a little like it's for real Japanese and Chinese people up in here, because one part is Japanese and another part is Chinese. They have like a hibachi grill and a hit bitch grill, and then they also have a Chinese food section as well. So just giving them a little plug. I didn't get nothing for that, y'all. Anyway, let me get off of here, get on back to work. Okay, we do this every single week, so make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, rock stars. Bye.